Hey, welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to learn about 5 steps for securing identity infrastructure. This checklist will help you quickly deploy critical recommended actions to protect your organization immediately by explaining how to strengthen your credentials, reduce your attack surface area, automate threat response, utilize cloud intelligence, and enable end user self service. The recommendation is aligned with the identity score, an automated assessment of your Azure AD tenant's identity security configuration. Organization can use the identity secure score page in the Azure AD portal to find gaps in the current security configuration to ensure they follow current Microsoft best practices for security. So let's look at the first step. Most enterprise security breaches originate with the account compromised with one of the handful of methods such as password spray, breach replay, and phishing. So make sure your organization uses strong authentication. Given the frequency of passwords being guessed, phished, stolen with malware, or reused, it's critical to back the password with some form of strong credential. To easily enable the basic level identity security, you can use one-click enablement of Azure AD Security Default. The security defaults enforce Azure MFA for all users in a tenant and block sign-ins from legacy protocols tenant-wide. Another method is to start banning commonly attacked passwords and turn off traditional complexity and expiration rules. And then you can protect against leak credentials and add resilience against outages as well. And don't forget to implement ADFS extranet smart lockouts and take advantage of intrinsically secure, easy to use credentials. So, what is step 2? Step 2 is to reduce the attack surface. So, how can you reduce the attack surface? Microsoft recommends to block legacy authentication if you use ADFS and set up SharePoint Online and Exchange Online to use modern authentication. And if you have Azure AD Premium, use conditional access policies to block legacy authentication. Otherwise, use Azure AD security defaults. Third step is to automate threat response. Azure Active Directory has many capabilities that automatically intercept attacks to remove the latency between detection and response. You can reduce the cost and risk when you reduce these criminals used to embed themselves into your environment. Some of the things what you can perform is to implement user risk security policy using Azure AD identity protection. And another method is to implement sign-in risk policy using Azure AD Identity Protection. Step 4 is to utilize cloud intelligence. Auditing and logging of security-related events and related alerts are essential components of an efficient protection strategy. Security logs and reports provide you with an electronic record of suspicious activities and help you detect patterns that may indicate attempted or successful external penetration of the network and internal attacks. You can use auditing to monitor user activity, document regulatory compliance, do forensic analysis, and more. And alerts provide notification of security events. So, a couple of ways you can use the cloud intelligence is to add Azure Monitor with Azure Active Directory and monitor Azure AD Connect Health in hybrid environments. Additionally, you can monitor Azure AD identity protection events as well, which will give you two important reports: risky sign in reports and risky user reports. And the final step is to enable end user self service. So, as much as possible, you will want to balance security with productivity. Along the same lines of approaching your journey with the mindset that you're setting a foundation for security in the long run, you can remove friction from your organization by empowering your users while remaining vigilant. A couple of ways you can do that is to implement self-service password reset, implementing self-service group and application access, and implementing Azure AD access reviews as well. That concludes this lesson. In the next episode, we're going to learn about recommending a solution for SSO. I will see you on the next one. Until then, take care.